You ever heard of a prison break movie where the whole point is to get back in? Sounds mad, right? But that's exactly the genius of Two-Way Stretch, the 1960 British comedy that turns the classic crime caper on its head. Imagine this. 3 inmates break out of jail, commit a high-stakes robbery, then sneak back in before anyone notices they were gone, just to give themselves the perfect alibi. Now that's what I call creative time management.
So on the 28th, we were all safely locked up in here. You herbs want a better alibi than that, I don't know.
Stick around, because we're diving into a film that's part heist, part farce, and all charm.
Soapy Stevens. Up to your old Reverend luck again, I see.
Packed with a top-tier British cast, some wonderfully daft gags, and one of Peter Sellers' most delightfully understated performances. So, let's set the scene. We're in a very cushy British prison, basically a country club with bars. It's more picnic than penitentiary. Our 3 main characters are doing time in style. There's Dodger Lane, played with smooth confidence by Peter Sellers. Dodger isn't your average criminal. He's all suits, smiles, and schemes.
Hello, darling.
Then, we've got Jelly Knight, the grumpy sidekick played by David Lodge, and Lenny the Dip, a lovable, slightly dim pickpocket played by the young and brilliant Bernard Cribbins.
No, he ain't been out since we sent him home to my mum with them gift tokens.
That's right, that was Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Long time ago.
These 3 are just days away from release. But, of course, there's one last job on the horizon. A mysterious visitor posing as a clergyman turns out to be Soapy Stevens, an old-school crook with a proposition.
Might be able to work out something.
I thought you'd be interested.
There's a diamond shipment ripe for the taking, but here's the catch. It has to happen before the gang's release date. Now, most people would say, no thanks, but Dodger and crew, oh no. They hatch a plan to break out of prison, pull off the heist, then sneak back in to serve out their sentences like nothing ever happened. And if they pull it off, they'll have airtight alibis. Brilliant, right? What follows is a classic British caper, full of clever setups, slapstick escapes,
Now, Lenny, get down there and see where them drains lead to. I'm not going down there. You must be potty.
and dry wit. Watching Sellers and company practice their escape only to stumble through the real thing with just the right amount of chaos is comedy gold. And let's be honest, there's something inherently funny about criminals breaking into prison.
Second call.
Yeah, I forgot about Fred's calf.
Sellers is in fine form here. By 1960, he was already well known from The Goon Show and earlier film hits. And in Two-Way Stretch, he dials things back a bit,
I mean, what are we going to do now, Dodger?
Change your Clapham.
playing Dodger Lane as smart, slick, and just exasperated enough to keep us rooting for him.
You've been dead lucky, haven't you? I'll give you a smashing engagement ring.
Yes, and I can only wear that in the house with the blinds drawn.
He's not mugging for laughs. He's letting the absurdity of the plot do the heavy lifting, and it works beautifully. But a hero, or anti-hero, needs a nemesis. And that's where Lionel Jeffries comes in as the new chief P.O. Crout. This guy's a riot, barking orders, marching through the prison like a man on a mission,
Immediately after breakfast, you will collect your city clothes.
totally unaware he's being outsmarted at every turn. Jeffries brings a kind of cartoonish energy that plays perfectly against Sellers' more subdued scheming. And let's not forget Irene Handel, who plays Lenny the Dip's mum. She's an absolute scene stealer in her own right.
What's the matter with you? Haven't you ever seen a home perm kit before?
Dotty, warm-hearted. There's something so wonderfully British about the way she helps the gang without batting an eyelid, whether it's delivering coded messages or just turning up at exactly the wrong or right moment. Handel had a real gift for playing slightly eccentric, salt-of-the-earth characters, and she brings a lovely dose of charm and chaos to every scene she's in.
Never mind about your allure, that won't get you nowhere.
Now, where was it all filmed? Most of the movie was shot at Shepperton Studios. The prison gates were at the former South Cavalry Barracks at Aldershot. Other locations include Surrey and Berkshire. You can spot the lush English countryside and some classic mid-century architecture, which gives the film its charmingly grounded feel, like this could really be happening just down the road.
Common breaking and exiting.
Two-Way Stretch was directed by Robert Day, who had a knack for tight, no-fuss storytelling. The whole film runs under 80 minutes, but it never drags.
How old is he now, my love?
8 months.
I've been in here nearly 2 years.
But you sent me some lovely letters.
Every scene either moves the plot forward or delivers a laugh, or both. So, how did it do?
Would you like a nightcap, Chief? Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
At the box office, Two-Way Stretch was a solid hit in the UK. It came out during a boom for British comedies, especially those starring Peter Sellers, and audiences lapped it up. It was exactly the kind of smart but silly escapism that people were after. Critically, it was well received too. Reviewers praised the clever premise, the sharp dialogue, and the ensemble cast. Sellers' performance was highlighted as a standout, and Lionel Jeffries was called a scene stealer in just about every paper. It might not have made a huge splash internationally, but at home it became something of a cult classic. And here's the thing, it still holds up. Sure, some of the slang is a bit dated, and the pace is more Sunday Drive than Hollywood chase scene, but that's part of the charm. There's a timeless quality to the idea of small-time crooks pulling off a big-time job with manners. It's also a film that gave us an early look at Bernard Cribbins, who would go on to be a beloved figure in British entertainment.
Yeah, what about a nice drop of brandy in your tea?
That's a very sound idea, Lenny.
Especially for younger generations who know him from Doctor Who and the Wombles. Seeing him here, bumbling his way through an escape plan, is a treat. And if you're a fan of British cinema, you'll spot plenty of familiar faces in smaller roles. That's the beauty of these classic comedies. They're stacked with character actors who absolutely know how to land a laugh with just a look. So, if you haven't seen Two-Way Stretch, do yourself a favour. It's clever, it's cosy, and it's got just enough criminal mischief to keep things interesting. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, why not buy me a cup of tea by hitting that thanks button below? It really helps keep the channel going, and keeps me digging into hidden gems like this one so you don't have to. Alright, that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of Two-Way Stretch, sometimes the smartest way to get away with a crime is to do your time.
That's good. This is the only place in the old prison where you get a really decent cup of tea.
Got a real 3-star one there, hasn't he, Lenny?
Yeah.